guys, Tim here again from RV Adventures with Tim and Mike. And today I want to show you something that Walmart did when I had our tires changed and mounted and balanced and reinstalled on our trailer a few years ago. So we're going to call today's adventure, Thanks Walmart. So the other day I was getting the trailer ready for our next big adventure. We haven't had it on the road in a little over a year because of moving up to our new local house here in Alabama. So we're getting it ready to go on the next big trip. And one of the things that I was taking care of is I was greasing the bearings in these axles. So in the process of pulling those tires off, I ran into a problem with one of them that Walmart put upon me. So let's go look and see what that was. So everything was going great in the process of getting these bearings greased and taking the wheels off, greasing the bearings, put them back on. Got the third wheel done, and then we come up on got the third wheel done, and we came up on this wheel and hub, and that's when we started running into the problems. So I went to pull this wheel off, and I got all 5 lug nuts loose, and one of the lug nuts was giving me a little bit of problem. I thought maybe just a little rust on it or something. So got them loose, jacked the trailer on up so I could get the axle tire off, loosen the lug nuts further to actually take them off, and I had a problem with one of them, this one here. So this is the stud that was giving me the problems. This camera's not focusing real good here, but you can see where those threads are stripped. And the lug nut is even worse than that. If you can see down in there how bad those threads are stripped. So that's what the deal was, why this lug nut was so hard to get off. It's all stripped. Now I have ordered a split die, which will allow me to put the die back here where the threads are good, and then tighten down on that die, clamp it down on it, and then run it in reverse and then run it forward so that I can rethread this stud, hopefully, and be able to use a new lug nut, which I happen to have. I had several of these lug nuts spares. So that's the plan. We're going to put the die on this lug and run it forward and back a couple times to clean up those threads and see if a new lug nut won't work on there. That'll allow me to put the tire back on, because I really don't want to have to pull this hub off and replace this lug. So let's see how that goes. Making videos is hard, plus it's hot out there. It's like 95 degrees out there today. So what we're doing is taking a little break and eating some watermelon. This is Scooter, y'all. He likes watermelon too. That dog will eat anything, including dill pickles. So this is the little split die that I was telling you about. It's for a 1/2 inch bolt with 20 threads per inch, so that's a 1/2 by 20 split die thread chaser. And what it does, it just slides apart, and then you can put that around your lug and then rethread it. If you were to get a regular die that didn't split like this, you would start it at the front of the lug, and that's where my threads are messed up. There's no guarantee that I'm gonna not cross those threads up even worse. So if I can start this on the back side where the threads are good and run it out and run it back in, I know that I'm in the proper position for the correct threads. So let's go out to the trailer and put this on the lug and see how it does. So you can see there where the bad threads are right here, and where the good threads start back here. So we're going to take this split nut and we're going to put it where the good threads are and line those little holes up with that there. So you can see that freely turns on the good threads now. So what we need to do is run this out to where the bad threads, where the threads are messed up at. There, I'm getting a little resistance there. So we're going to put the wrench on it, and then when you put the wrench on it, it'll help hold it together, the nut where it's supposed to be. Probably a socket would work even better, and I may end up having to do that. Yeah, you can tell they're burred up right there. There, it's really tight there. So I've put a 1-inch socket on this instead of a wrench, and we're going to try it that way. So I've run this split nut on this lug back and forth a couple times, and it seems to be pretty good. The threads don't look too bad. Let's try one of these good lug nuts on it and see how it does. Come on. Something's still not just exactly right. Still not wanting to start right. Alright, let me get my magnifying glass and have a closer look at this. So I've run that die in and out of this a couple of times. The lug nut will go on it, but it's a little bit fussy about starting. You can see the threads there where at the very beginning they're kind of jacked up, but the lug nut will go on it. You just have to be careful at the very beginning. So it does tighten, or it does go on it, and once you get past that spot, everything's fine. So I think that's going to work. We're going to mark this one, the end of this lug nut, with a red dot or something, so that I know if I ever have a flat tire that this is going to be I need to be gentle with this one. So I think that's going to work. We're going to put the tire back on and tighten these down and see how it does. So you can see that I've marked this one stud with a red paint here, and I've also marked that lug nut that I'm going to put on there with red, so I know that if I ever have a flat tire on the road, or if I need to take this tire off, I know that I need to handle this one with special care. So let's put the tire back on, and we'll see if it all works out. Now when you put your lug nuts back on, especially when you're tightening them down to snug them up and also torquing them. You want to be sure you use a star pattern. You just don't go from side to side. You skip so that the rim of the wheel tightens to the hub equally. It doesn't cause any damage to your rim. Here's our special one. Look at that, going on like brand new. I am really glad that worked, because I didn't want to have to I'm pretty sure you could probably change that lug out on that hub, but that's not the path I wanted to go down. I don't know if y'all ever seen that trick before. Okay, so those are all snug now, so we're going to let the trailer tire back down, and we'll torque them. So the owner's manual on this travel trailer says to torque these lugs at 90 to 95 pounds. So we've got a cheap Harbor Freight manual torque wrench here, and we're going to go ahead and torque each one of these to 95 pounds. Notice we do that in that star pattern that we were talking about, so that you equally tighten all and not cause any damage to your rims. Alright, so those are all torqued at 95, so we ought to be good to go on that. So that's today's video. I'm really glad that split die worked for me. I'll put a link to it down below in case you ever run into this problem. I hope you don't. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel and the notification button so that you know when we produce more videos. I want to apologize for the quality of the sound and the video on this particular video today, up until this point anyway. Up until this point, I was recording with a new knockoff GoPro camera. It's called a Casso, I believe it is, and it's a 4K waterproof type camera that has a 170-degree angle. I wanted to purchase this for videoing some of our adventures, and I just wanted to try it out for this video, so that's why the quality may not be good as past or future videos, but I was really impressed with the camera. It does quite well. The picture and quality is pretty good. I mean, for the price, I didn't pay but $59 for it, and it comes with the camera itself, which is relatively sturdy camera, pretty well built, it looks to me like, and comes with a little wristband for a remote control where you can control it, your video on and off in your pictures, and a lot of accessories with it to mount it to different types of applications. But I think it's a pretty good little camera. I'll put a link to that down there also, but I want to explain to you about the quality of the video. So thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for more ventures with Tim and Mike. Happy camping, y'all.